Hello and welcome, everyone. I have a distinct pleasure for having Mahesh Shah with me. He's a doctor. He is an Ayurvedic doctor and currently retired, but he has something very interesting to talk about today. In life, often we feel face situations that are not going our way, or there's an obstacle, there's some problem, and he had a wonderful way that he's going to explain to us and talk to us about as to how he approached the problem. So, welcome, Mahesh Bhai, and over to
Thank
you.
you, Kalinbhai. Thank you so much for inviting me on this topic. I appreciate it.
Go ahead. Tell us about the story about what happened.
So, I believe in one thing that life is good. There could be hurdles in the life, but after certain hurdles, you find a light. It seems like the end of the tunnel. So, I had one time in my life a difficult situation with financial loss in business. And I was totally disappointed because I did nothing wrong because of somebody else I involved in that situation. And I don't blame him. And also, I don't blame myself. But I learned calmness in my life being a doctor. Like my professor always say, if you don't have a patience, you're not going to have a patient. So I applied that every single corner of my life. And one day when this situation happened, I sit down in my living room and I say how I'm going to handle it this. And one by one, with help with my kids and my wife is tremendous supporter of my life, and we find a solution. And I says, how can I apply this solution to this situation? So I had a meeting with financial expert, and they advised me because you did nothing wrong, so it's not going to be that tough to save the future. And after a couple of meetings, we apply that problem solve solution to the problems, and miracle happened.
Wow.
That calmness helped me a lot. Even my financial advisor was so surprised with my uh, honesty and my uh, decision making in difficult situation. They was so happy, and they helped me to get out from that problem. And thank God I'm here, and I'm having no problem and enjoying my retired life.
Thank you, thank you. And one question I have to expand your answer a little bit to find out when the situation came. One thing I heard you say is that this is not a big problem, or what was it that you said to yourself? Were you afraid, or were you uneasy? What was the first reaction?
It was kind of frustration actually because when you have unexpected situation,
Right.
definitely as a human being, it's not easy to handle.
Right.
But life always give you second chance, and
Okay.
I believe in that.
You believe that? Okay.
And karma, what you apply in your life is a karma.
Hmm.
So when I did nothing wrong, I was nothing to worry,
I see. I
and
see.
that make me more comfortable to get out from this problem.
Interesting. So there are two points I'm watching here. One thing is your conviction and your belief level that you did not do something wrong, you were on the right track. So that was something that here, once the person knows that, if we already know that, then there is no fear. There may be frustration because things are not working out, but there's no fear.
No fear.
And so that's a good point there. And the second point you were talking about here is also the fact that um, because you believe in law of action, karma, that that because you didn't do anything wrong, you're not likely to have a wrong outcome.
Definitely, yes.
So this is something that, and that's the belief and that's the faith in that law that you exercise. So there were principles, values and principles that you applied, along with the fact that then you s- then you did not allow your mind or heart to get affected with frustration or anything, and you were able to remain calm to start looking for solutions. And you also mentioned your family, you also mentioned your wife, support, everything. So you gathered the other people around you, which is a very interesting thing that you did, because financially person can be affected. So I noticed that part of it. And the third point I noticed was that you actually approached an expert, where you seeked advice and then followed it, right? Followed the advice.
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay.
Because they advised me
Yeah.
a couple of uh, ways, but the right way to do is how to minimize the stress.
Wow.
So, if you have a less stress in your mind, you are capable to take a right decision.
Very good.
You
Yeah.
cannot have any decision while you're frustrated
Right.
or while you're worried.
Very good.
But if you are in a right path, every single thing will help you to get out from there to reach to the destination.
But as a doctor, you really applied that whole idea about the stress and not stress affect you, and therefore the mind remains clear and all. I think there were phenomenal principles that you dealt with, and I'm very sure the person who listens to this and watches this video may find one or two ways in which doing it. Now, is there one particular stress relieving practice that you do, or just this mental figuring it out, or any other physical practice you do?
I do in the morning 15 minutes. I just close my eyes and I watch my breath.
Watch your breath. Okay.
So when it's gonna be last breath of your life, you don't know. And in this busy life, you don't have a time to watch your own breath. So I sit down for 15 minutes doing nothing, just watch my breath,
Interesting.
and I clear my mind because every single person there have a kind of foggy mind. When they wake up in the morning, they have a foggy mind. So if you stay with that principles, like okay, I have to sit down and think about me, think about my breath, and watch my breath. That make me very happy, and the rest of the days goes very nice.
Very nice. Interesting tool. And I think it's worthwhile. Everybody is in on a journey in this situation. And as we know, our whole idea is to create a holistic practice on a daily basis. And one of the fantastic tool that you've mentioned is watching the breath. So anybody who's listening to this, try that and give us your comments, how it works for you. But I'm sure that Dr. Shah has given us so much to think about and go forward in our life. So thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Kalinbhai. I appreciate your you invite me for this topic. Thank you.